Hi again, Gregg, the News Tribune, Heinz Field in downtown Pittsburgh. You can see behind me. What a second half for the Seahawks today in winning for the first time in Pittsburgh since 1999. John Kitna outdueled Mike Tomczak in that game. That's how long ago it was the Steelers lost to the Seahawks in Pittsburgh. How did it happen? Well, after the game, Bobby Wagner led a dumping of water in the locker room on Pete Carroll for his 100th coaching victory on his 68th birthday. He gets the credit for leading the leadership direction. Russell Wilson gets the credit for going 29 of 35, 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, a second consecutive game of 130-plus passer rating, despite getting sacked 4 times in the first half. And that throw he made to DK Metcalf was absolutely exquisite. I'll talk about that more in a second. But the two guys I think could have had Gatorade, water, champagne, beer, whatever you want to dump on them in celebration in the locker room after the game, in addition to Carroll, were two guys that you love to criticize in Seattle. Rashaad Penny and Brian Schottenheimer. Yes, Brian Schottenheimer. And here's why. First half, Seahawks run a stretch play to the left side, as they always do. Penny gets bottled up by Mark Barron, who, the inside linebacker, former Ram for the Steelers, just shot the gap, read the play. Everyone in the NFL has seen the Seahawks run this stretch play to the left for so many times in the last couple of years. So at halftime, Schottenheimer gets Penny together and the offensive staff in the locker room, and they go over on their little Microsoft tablets, the mobile tablets they have, to review film and pictures from the first half, and they see Barron so overly aggressive shooting that gap. So Schottenheimer tells Penny told me this on his way to the bus to the airport after the game, told Penny, hey, we're going to run this play again, and when we do, expect Barron to be standing there before you get the snap, before you get the handoff from Wilson, and immediately cut to the other side, to the right, away from the flow of the play, away from Barron. Sure enough, late in the third quarter, 14-13, Seahawks clinging to a 1-point lead after the Steelers kick a field goal. Same play as in the first half, stretch play left, Penny gets the handoff, and there's Mark Barron shooting the gap, beating all blockers to the spot and waiting on Penny for what looks like it's going to be another 2 or 3 yard loss. Well, Penny said, and he told me, I said, heck with it, I'm going to go for broke and make the cut immediately. He does, and there is no one from here to Erie on the right side, and Penny's over there with a sharp cut over there wide open on the right side for a 37-yard touchdown. And that's why I asked him after the game, walking with him to the bus, how did you know to cut that quickly? And he told me what Schottenheimer and the offensive coordinator's adjustment was at halftime. Not only that for Schottenheimer, the whole world saw Wilson just getting besieged again in the first half, the Steelers overwhelming the Seahawks offensive line. So in the second half, it became 1- and 2-step drops. He even ditched some of the 2nd and 10 runs. He had 2 of those in the first half, which gave the Seahawks 6 2nd and 10 runs in the first game and a half, the most in the NFL. And he went to short, quick passes, 1- and 2-step drops. Wilson goes 14 of 16 with 2 touchdowns in the second half, wins the game. It's those kind of adjustments and things that go on at halftime that win you games. It got the Steelers defense tired, the pace quickened. The Seahawks began running almost a no huddle and certainly a quickened pace in the second half with all the shorter passes, and Pete Carroll said it got Russell Wilson into a rhythm. Carroll credited Schottenheimer with doing that as well with the short passing game. This is the kind of win that could really propel this team confidence-wise to go in here. Yes, I know Ben Roethlisberger got hurt and was missing from the second half with an elbow injury. Mason Rudolph actually rallied the Steelers to within 2 points, and if not for Leno's Hill interception on a 2-point conversion, that could have been a tie game midway through the fourth quarter. Hill started because Tedrick Thompson did not, and all of you thinking that perhaps Thompson was benched, well, he was officially doubtful to play because of a hamstring injury he got in the Bengals game when he allowed a touchdown. But Leno's Hill performance and Bradley McDougall specifically going to free safety to take Thompson's spot could signal Hill might be there a while. McDougall made a brilliant interception of a pass that went right through Dante Moncrief's hands in the third quarter, the first Steelers drive of the third quarter. Moncrief has now 4 drops in the first 2 weeks for the Steelers, who are 0-2. McDougall towed the sideline right in front of the Seahawks players on the sideline and coaches for a brilliant interception that set up the Seahawks second half rally. I think he's going to stay at free safety. And Leno Hill intercepted the 2-point pass by Rudolph, intended in the middle of the field. I believe it was Schuster, if I remember. Chris Smith-Schuster was the intended receiver. Leno Hill said that Rudolph was staring at the receiver the whole time, and he just waited in the center of the field for Rudolph to throw the ball, and he was there for the interception that preserved the Seahawks lead at the time, 21-19. Lots to talk about here. Jadeveon Clowney, I thought, got handled quite a bit and very well by Villanueva, Alejandro Villanueva, the West Point graduate, go Army, and left tackle for the Seahawks. For the Steelers, really neutralized Clowney. Clowney had one batted pass down, but Villanueva had a lot of his way with the Seahawks' new defensive end, who did not have Ziggy Ansah with him. As expected, Ansah was a questionable because of the shoulder and groin injury. He was out here about 2.5 hours before kickoff, testing it with his legs and get off and pass rushing with a trainer. Seahawks decide to scratch him. They're hoping Ansah will be back next week against the New Orleans Saints, who I understand Drew Brees was injured for this afternoon while playing at the LA Rams. Lots of coverage on thenewstribune.com, and on Twitter you can follow me at GBellSeattle. As always, thanks for watching.